Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. In this video, I would like to share on P&ID diagram. So P&ID diagram is basically the process and instrumentation diagram. So in this particular example, we're going to look at tank liquid level example. So on your right hand side, this is the P&ID diagram, and on your left hand side is the illustration or the actual photo of the teaching plan. So if we look at the P&ID diagram, we have two tanks system, which is TK201 and TK202. TK201 from P&ID is basically this one on the actual plan. And for TK202, in this P&ID is basically this vertical tank on the actual plan. So in terms of process and instrumentation diagram, which is P&ID, we have to do the line tracing. So assuming that this TK201 is the reservoir, so this TK201 is basically the reservoir. So we have the piping which is installed at the bottom of the tank, TK201, and we have a pump, P201. And this pump, P201, the function of pump P201 is to pump the liquid from the reservoir to the process tank. Okay, to pump the liquid from the reservoir throughout this pipeline and go through this regulated control valve and get into this main process tank, and it will go back to the reservoir. So from this line tracing, we can see that we have P201, which is the feed pump, and then it goes right up to the regulated valve. This one is, the label is LCV201. LCV means level control valve, and then go to the main process tank, TK202. On TK202, we have the side glass. This is the visual indicator, and then we have the level transmitter. Okay, this one is the level transmitter. Apart from that, we have the we have a pressure relief valve. Okay, and then at the bottom of the tank TK202, we have hand valve. This is just a manual valve. Hand valve come back to the TK201. Okay, so TK202 is the main process, whereby if the next focus is to do the control, we're going to create the control loop between the transmitter, level transmitter, and the level control valve, whereby the level transmitter is the feedback, is the measurement part, and this level control valve is the output. Okay, this one is the output. Okay, if you look back on the line tracing, we also have this one is the overflow. Okay, in case of the tank, in case the tank have a liquid exceeding the side glass, this one is an overflow. And then we have this bypass. Okay, this line is basically bypass. Okay, the bypass is in case the LCV is fully closed, for example. So the liquid will not able to go to this line because of this one is fully closed. Then it will bypass, come back to the reservoir, which is TK201. Okay, and this one is basically the main supply, tap water. WS is basically the water supply. This is basically manual valve. And then we have the overflow line also at the TK201 and goes to the drain. Okay, the operation, in terms of explaining the configuration and the operation, if we have the reservoir, we have a liquid inside this tank, for example. and if the operator press the appropriate push button or appropriate appropriate switch, for example, then the liquid will be pumped via 201 and goes to the LCV and get into this TK202. Okay, the liquid will go to this TK202. Okay, and then of course we have to do the control, and the control part is we have to maintain the liquid at a certain set point. We have to maintain the liquid level in TK202 at a certain set point. Okay, I think that's all on the explanation of P&ID diagram. P&ID diagram in the perspective of line tracing for liquid level tank system. Thank you.